As you can see, we've made a little bit of progress. I got most of my bench cleaned off finally and got some stuff out of the way, so we're getting there.
I didn't see your speakers.
Yeah, I got my speakers hanging up. Yeah, I got them all hung up now, so now it's nice and loud. Ooh, loud. Neighbors can hear it. So Ellie really loved this pen, so I wanted to take some time and we're gonna make an ornament. We're basically just gonna take the top of the pen and make it a snowman ornament. Show you how to do it. It's really cheap and easy. Just take some scrap wood and, you know, I mean, yeah, you're gonna have some costs like your electricity and stuff like that, but we're just gonna take these two pieces of wood and I'm gonna use this one to make 3 snowmen out of it. And I'm gonna use this one to make 3 hats. I'm gonna turn it around first. So yeah, that's just what we're gonna get to first. I'm gonna set everything up so I can turn this around and then I'll turn the snowmen, get them sanded down and put a little bit of coat of CA on it, cut them off, and then we'll do the hats. First thing I need to do is definitely get rid of my pen mandrel because I'm not going to be doing that today. Need a pencil and a piece of wood, or straight edge, and some glasses. And the only reason I'm finding the center of this is because I want to try to keep as much of that thickness as possible, and if I'm off center, I will lose it. I'm going to take some 120 and just smooth that out a little bit. I cut that at 2800 and now the lay's at 1800 just to smooth it off a little bit. It's going to make it easier for my pencil marks. So I got this turned around and this is 10 inches long. And what I did is I came in 1 inch so I can stay away from my center because I don't want to hit that with my chisel. The top of our pen is 2 1/8, but I wanted to make this one just a little bit bigger. So I went with 2 1/4. So I came over 2 1/4 and then 5/8 of an inch and then 2 1/4, 5/8, 2 1/4. This is way so I can stay away from this center. And then what I did is I'm going to use this side as the head. So I came down 1 inch. So the head will be 1 inch. The body will be 1 1/4 inch, 1 inch, 1 1/4 inch, 1 inch, 1 1/4 inch. So now I'm going to start cutting them and just get the shape. And then I can do the sanding and the CA.
And what are these beautiful snowmen made out of?
These are made out of pine. Just some scrap pine I had laying around. Actually, this is leftover pine from making the bed.
Oh, nice.
So I'm putting this back up to about 2800. And let's see if we can get some shape out of this. So I'll start here in the center. Switched over to my square chisel. And the cool thing about this is none of them are going to be the same. They're all going to be different. Now we can do a little bit of sanding. A little bit of sanding. Turn that down to about 17, 18. This is 120. Just getting rough stuff off. Do some 180. Some 320. Now my dad makes these too, but his are a little different. He makes a long shaft at the bottom of them, a little spire or something. I don't know what you would call it. Obelisk. Little obelisk at the bottom. This is a 500 grit foam pad. And this is about 1500. Get as much dust out of there as I can. Because when I put some CA on here, I don't want all the little crevices filling up with turning white because of the dust. And this is just denatured alcohol, not regular alcohol, denatured alcohol. Doesn't leave a residue. Alright, so that's done, and I'm going to protect my lathe with some cardboard because I don't want to get glue all over the bed of my lathe. And I'm going to turn this down to about 600. And this time I'm going to use the Bob Smith Hobbytown, private label Hobbytown medium. I got a little baggie on my finger so it doesn't seep through. I'm going to put this on and I'm going to rub really hard. All right, put another coat on it. Ooh, that's hot. That'd be hot, 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 hot. Gotta be careful, that stuff gets hot. I'm just gonna let it dry. And there are the snowmen. Shiny enough as ornaments to put on a Christmas tree. Of course, we're gonna have to paint them. Put the little dots on the buttons and the face. Still gotta make the hats.
Make the hat. Yep, yep.
What do you think?
I love them. I love them. You know I love them.
All right, so I will need to cut them. Dad would use a separating tool, and he has one that, you know, and they would come out. I'm just gonna put these on the bandsaw and cut them off.
So we'll be right back.
Here we go. I'm gonna do a little bit more to these. She wants to paint them, so I'm gonna do this first. All right, I'm just gonna do this so I can get a little sanding on it. Get some super thin. There we go. Now the bottom has a finish on it. The top we're not worried about because that's the head. It's going to get a hat. Same thing for the hats. Now I just have this piece that's about 6 inches long. First I need to make it round. And again, you can make these as long as you need to. However many hats you're going to make. My hats are going to be 3/4 of an inch tall top hat with about a 3/16 brim on it. For this one I got about 6 inches and I'm going to come over my inch. And as I said, I'm going to make my top hat 3/4 of an inch long and 3/16 inch brim. And then I'm going to leave about 5/8 of an inch for the separation. And then I'll do what my dad did and I'll go 3/16 of an inch for the brim and then 3/4 for the top part of the hat. And then we'll do 5/8 of an inch. And then 3/4 and 3/16 for the brim, and then that's waist. So this is no, 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 and no. So that'll be hat, brim, brim, hat, hat, brim. We'll see if that helps. And let's transfer our marks. Junk, top hat, brim, junk, brim, top hat, junk, hat, brim, junk. So we're going to start with a square because we're making top hats. We'll put this back up to 2800. Pull this out a little bit because I need to raise this up just a tad. Again, you want your cutting surface when you're using these carbide chisels pretty much center mass of your cutting material. So I'm sanding these, probably only go to 320 because these are going to get painted. But I want to make them as smooth as I can. Still has some little pits in it, but it adds character. Look at that, the little notch in his top hat. That'll look cool. Alright, so now I just need to cut them off and then they can get painted and we're done. And put on the sanding pad. Turn this down. About 1200. Nice and smooth on top. Nice and smooth on bottom. There. Now she can paint them. So they're painted. Ellie took the liberty of painting them and they're awesome. One last thing we need to do is I'm gonna put a little angle on their heads so that their hats sit at a little angle. So I'll use the sanding disc here, a little jaunty hat. I don't know, doesn't need much, 1200 maybe. We're gonna do them opposites. Maybe we'll do this one. Well, this one's already starting to go that way, so we're gonna continue to go that way. See, just a little bit. That's enough right there. And then this one, doesn't really matter, we'll go opposite. Here we go. And then this one we'll take, well, he's going that way too, so we'll go this way a little bit. And towards the front a little. Boom. That is done. And again, I want to protect my lathe because I'm going to use a little bit of CA glue. Let's get that out of the way. And we have our hats that are already painted. So I'm going to move my little snowman over here. And there's my hats. And which hat does this one get? We got the regular top hat that's that's the thinnest. We got the fat regular top hat, and then we've got the Mad Hatter hat.
The regular top hat.
This one.
Sure.
So it's going to go right there. So, really simple. Tiny little dab. And then get him as center as possible. Actually, we'll make it work really fast. Take a little bit of CA glue. Spray the top. And ta-da! Last thing we need to do, I have these little hooks, these little eyelets. These are 10 millimeter by 5 millimeter. They are very, very, very tiny. Hopefully I can get that in there. Considering this is pine, it should go in fairly easy. Look at that, it goes right in. Ta-da!
Very nice.
Ornament. There we go. We are finished. All right, it's numbers time, but first I want to introduce you to our new addition. This is Logan. He is a rescue that we found. So we got Shop Dog, a little brother.
Merry Christmas, Shop Dog.
Merry Christmas, Shop Dog. Yeah, he's awesome. We believe he's a Belgian Malinois, so we will see. He's still learning how to stay. He's not going to stay like Oliver, so we're going to let him go. So for the ornaments, if you want to get technical, we bought the little eyelets. Those were $4 for 100, so they're 4 cents a piece. I made 3 of these, so we're looking at 12 cents I spent on material. Tools and time, you know, it's my stuff, it's my time, and I'm doing this for fun. If you wanted to use it for maybe selling these, that you wanted to take them to a craft fair or something like the pens, you could sell these. You could probably sell these for $10 or $11 a piece and make a little profit. It's a great way to make extra money, especially when you have spare wood laying around. We spent couple hours making these. It was fun. And Ellie loves snowmen. She wants snowmen on the tree, so I made these for her to put on the tree. And we had a great time doing it. I hope you learned something. And really, you can make these any shape. And if you really wanted to get technical, you could make them a little bit longer and put 3 so you could have a real snowman on there.
They definitely beat out any kind of bargain ornaments that you could find.
If you go to the dollar store, you're going to spend $1 to buy one ornament. You made these by hand. They mean something. You can use them for years. They're made out of wood. They're not going to break tomorrow. And again, really, monetarily, I spent 4 cents. So I think it's a pretty cool thing. I think it was a good idea to do this and add to our Christmas tree. And it's something that we can use forever. What are you doing, buddy? Logan's he wants to put on some safety glasses. So again, I hope you learned something. If you have some ideas or something you want to share that you want to see us build or that we might be able to change, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And we'll see you on the next one.